Today, we'll be installing the Flatline Van Co. rear tire carrier for the Ford Transit. This is a fairly straightforward process, but will need an extra hand for a few steps. Begin by unpacking all the contents of the boxes and lay them out so you have easy access to all the items needed for the installation, and print out the installation guide if you need it. First up, we'll remove the lower door panel. Now, depending on your van, your interior might look a little different. There's full trim, half trim, and sometimes wood panels on the doors. Just remove whatever's in the way so you can access the inside of the rear driver's side door. And one quick heads up, after the install, the driver's side rear door won't open past 90 degrees without hitting the tire carrier. So go easy when you're swinging that door open and be mindful of how much you open it. Next up, we're marking and drilling our mounting points. We'll start with the third mounting hole. Use the drill template and line it up just under the window, snug against the right side of the door. Line up the edge of the paper template with where the sheet metal starts to bend, as shown. Mark your spot, drill a pilot hole with a 3/16 bit, then open it up with a 27x64 bit. Be sure to deeper the edge and touch it up with some paint to prevent rust. Now move to the side of the door. Use the side template to mark your hole about 15¼ inches from the door latch. Some vans already have this hole. If yours doesn't, drill it out with a 9x32 bit. Once that's done, we'll get the carrier itself assembled. Start by bolting the wheel bracket to the main carrier frame. You'll use 2 backer plates, 4 carriage bolts, washers, and lock nuts. Tighten those up with a 3/4 inch wrench or socket. Next, we're moving the hinge brackets. Start at the bottom hinge. Mark your alignment points first, then remove the 3 factory bolts using a 13mm socket. Support the door while you swing the hinge out just enough to slide the D2 bracket over it. Reinstall the bolts, snug them down, and gently close the door to check your clearances. If everything looks good, tighten them fully. Repeat the same process on the upper hinge with the D1 bracket. Again, support the door, take your time, and check for any rubbing or misalignment before you lock things down. Now let's get the tire carrier mounted up. With some help, or a floor jack, raise the carrier into place and insert the bolts through the upper and lower hinge brackets. Loosely thread on washers and lock nuts. Just make sure the fins on the carrier are on the inside of the hinge brackets. Install the third mount bushing into the front-facing hole you drilled. That'll help center the carrier. When you're securing the third mount on the door, make sure it's all in this order, starting with the screw, then the bushing cap and the short bushing on the exterior of the mount, followed by the tall bushing and the sealing washer between the mount and the door. Make sure on the sealing washer the foam is up against the door and not the other way around. Then head inside the van and install the internal door brace. It slides over the bushing bolt, gets secure with a washer and lock nut, and lines up with the second hole for a smaller bolt. Get everything loosely threaded first, then tighten it down once everything's aligned. Make sure to tighten the third mount until you see some slight compression on the tall bushing, and stop there. Now check the door for smooth movement. If it all looks good, tighten the hinge bolts the rest of the way. Finish up this part by installing the lower frame brace. Use the included hardware and your 9x16 tools to lock it in. Last step is mounting your spare. Apply Loctite to the short ends of the wheel studs and screw them into the bracket. If you're running an aftermarket wheel with a lower offset, you might need the spacer plate. Thread in the wheel studs first and test fit your spare. If it's pressing hard against the frame, Use the spacer to give it some breathing room. Tighten them down with a 13x16 socket. Then install the lock rod using 2 hex bolts with washers and some Loctite. Use a 9x16 wrench here. The depth is adjustable depending on your wheel. If you're running locking lug nuts and prefer a cleaner look, you can skip this part entirely. And that's it. Your tire carrier is installed and ready to go. Make sure you check your bolts after your first few drives and keep an eye on things from time to time. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out to our support team. But enjoy that extra storage space, and thanks for watching.